This is where I call home. The small city of Greensboro, North Carolina. Centered in the middle of the state between the Appalachian Mountains and the Outer Banks. Full of beautiful parks, colleges, and churches of all sizes. The Gate City is full of natural beauty, from one side to the other. And tucked away behind it, shopping centers, restaurants, and even fast meds are incredible works of art. So I felt inclined to share with you and the rest of the world these stunning works of art that are part of the place that I call home. Best place to start, in my opinion, East Greensboro and downtown. Most of these murals and graffiti in this video were done by artists that only a decade or so ago would have been considered vandalism and are now welcomed and have become a staple of this city in the Triad. Still, most are only seen when you start looking for them, but they always seem to leave a little trail once you stumble onto one. Best place to start, I've always found, when looking for graffiti or murals east and downtown in Greensboro, follow the tracks. This work is now commissioned and has evolved to be accepted in our culture as much as tattoos have become in the past few decades. Maybe not loved by all, this expressive form of art, left to the elements outdoors, will not stand the test of time. Sadly, these pieces of work have an expiration date. Unlike an oil painting or a marble statue preserved in a museum for decades and centuries for the world to see, this art will come and go in its own season. Other than being preserved in our memory or flashed digitally, its physical time is limited like ours. And like artwork in a gallery, this work, in my opinion, is just as impressive in its own right. The artists that bring them to life have no idea the impact this work makes on others, and how much personality and life it can bring into any building it's painted upon. They will never know just how many people they will inspire with their creative expression. As if they're planting seeds to a tree they will never see grow. But grow it does. And in time can inspire and motivate others on their quest of creativity. This outdoor art that is shared by artists that most people will never know, these creative souls without knowing it are helping to pass the torch of motivation and creativity to the next generation that sees it. For we are creatures that are motivated by the wonders and greatness of others. This brought forth questions I had for these faceless artists that I only knew by their body of work. Yet there was one artist I was able to reach out and talk to during one of her commissioned pieces she was doing at the Curry Building at UNC Greensboro. And she is responsible for some of the amazing work that has helped move this city's artistic expression forward in the past decade or so. And that artist's name is Gina Franco. Her work stands out, and you know it when you see it. There's a distinctive signature to a great amount of her murals I've seen throughout this city. The selection of bold colors and broad strokes is playful, but in a very skillful manner. I always get a sense of the sun soaking my skin on a brilliant sunny day when I see her work. Like a collage of individual stories hidden in each mural, Gina's body of work is a tribute and a how-to to making art fun, technical, and interactive. I can't tell you how many people over the years I've seen posing and interacting in front of her pieces. In her own words, she is known as
probably the selfie queen or something. I don't know. I had some term and I was like, I like it. I'll take it.
the selfie queen. From a soulful, heartwarming expression to a playful and colorful mural of emojis, her pieces feel like you have something in common with them when you see them. A reflection into ourselves of images we see on the daily that are fused into her work. Definitely the most relatable artwork in the triad. From her to you in every brushstroke that takes shape in every piece she's a part of. Gina's work is a staple in Greensboro and beyond. The next part of town really fuses small business with murals and art more than anywhere in the city. The parallel streets that run through this part of Greensboro make it almost impossible not to see these incredibly large pieces of work throughout it. They can stretch from one side of a shopping center all the way to the other. Feels like a maze of jaw-dropping artwork everywhere you look. And are even found on top of the buildings upon further inspection. But beyond that, the best view still lies on foot, and most places around the back of a business is where these gorgeous murals call home. Though quite a few of these business concepts have not made it in these hard economic times, I still applaud them for letting this work be part of Midtown. And some that are still thriving leave the lights on for this work to shine at night. And it's worth a second trip to come see in the sunlight as well, as the colors of the pieces take on a different look when bathed in sunlight. From coffee shop to cigar shop, you never know what destination in Midtown leads you to an incredible body of work. And no building in town is more saturated with these brilliant pieces of collaborative artwork than Red Cinema. From head to toe and front to back, this movie theater is just as entertaining on the outside as it is when watching a blockbuster from within. And that, my friends, is the view of Midtown and its amazing artwork. Now, we must journey to our final destination in the Gate City. an outdoor museum of sorts. A place to see work displayed like nowhere else in the city. And like Red Cinemas, Church Crossing is one of a kind. The way they let art roam free on this property makes you feel like you've stepped into a dream world. The diversity of artists and work at this location is astonishing. The building itself is covered with some enormous and impressive works of art. And the gallery beside it is an amazing display of pieces, and you won't find another place like it in Greensboro. I feel lucky living in a city like this, where artwork is shared the way it is. Seeing work like this on this scale, it reminds me that there are people out there trying to make a real difference, that are really wanting to spread a creative and positive outlook for the rest of us to enjoy. And that there are some property owners that help facilitate and nurture this creative expression. I try to remember when I look at art, no matter where it is, to slow down, take in the moment and everything around me, and be grateful for the small things that can bring joy to us in this world. And I would like to thank all the artists that made this short film happen, whether you know it or not. And thank you for all the inspiration and creativity you share with us all. Thank you for watching.